We're now joined by showbiz journalist Kinsey Schofield, live from LA. Kinsey, here we are the morning after the night before. How's it all shaping up?
It was a bad day PR-wise for Will Smith. This apology couldn't have come soon enough because the reaction was 110% negative. There were a few people that defended Will Smith in regard to, some pretty bizarre conversations popping up around it about chivalry and things like that. But for the most part, everybody said that he should have never turned violent and that, he's a grown man. There were plenty of other ways he could have handled this, and this was just not appropriate.
Kinsey, it's interesting that he said that he is embarrassed by his behaviour, but he said it certainly didn't look that way when he turned up at the Vanity Fair party after the event, when he was getting jiggy with it, to his famous song, dancing with his kids, photographs being taken. He didn't seem too remorseful. So what do you think's changed?
He's an actor.
There he is.
Well, there's that. Well, I think last night he was on that high. He had wanted that award for so long. So obviously, I think he was trying to just get lost in the moment. But waking up the next day, seeing the headlines, what did they call it? Best Smackter is what they had on the New York Post headline. Best Smackter, like smack actor. I think seeing some of those humiliating headlines and some of the commentary on television all day yesterday, I think he realized that he'd made a huge mistake. I mean, again, his legacy is in jeopardy. Doesn't he want to be the role model that we all grew up loving? Or does he want to be this tough guy?
Well, I think he will live off this, and he'll live off it very well. And it'll be every time he comes on a talk show, there'll be a sketch or a joke about it. Everybody will laugh, and then they'll move on to talk about whatever he's promoting. However, in the short term, he's disrespected the Academy. It was an assault and a fray in public on a public stage. One wonders where the security was during all of this as well. And I think they probably shouldn't strip him off his Oscar. You can tell us the chances of that. But he really should be booted out of the Academy, shouldn't he?
Oh, well, you're going to get me in trouble, Eamonn. I think that maybe he should be banned from next year's ceremony, because as the winner this year, he is supposed to present to the winner next year. So I think that perhaps they should make a statement by not allowing him to present next year. However, he is going to be great for ratings now, so there's no way that will happen.
And just a word about Chris Rock, Kinsey, because, so much attention was on Will Smith's actions, on his wife's, the insult to her. But actually, watching it back after the show yesterday, I felt the humiliation for him. He was standing there all alone, the eyes of the world upon him, hit in the face, and he had to then continue in his job. No one was asking him, are you okay? Everyone was asking, is Jada okay? What's happened to Will? Will he get the award? Is Chris Rock okay?
How Chris Rock stayed on his feet, Kinsey, because it was a heck of a swipe he had to take.
And he joked, he said, I got hit by Ali and I don't even have a scratch on me. So he had a good sense of humor about it that night. But get this, Isabel, he says that he had no idea about the alopecia. It was an off-the-cuff joke, just because he looked great that night. We would have heard about that joke in rehearsals. Plenty of people are around during these rehearsals. That was an off-the-cuff joke based on the way she was dressed and looked and how had her hair that night. I don't think he meant, to be cruel at all, and he says he has no idea she had alopecia.
Interesting what would happen. I mean, I have to be honest, if it was me, I would have either struck out at Will Smith or say, you, me, mate, outside after this. Or Will Smith should have said that to Chris Rock.
Well, it should never have happened in the first place. He could have just been the bigger man, but,
There is this debate, Kinsey, and we're going to go through this today. Was Will Smith chivalrous by doing that? I mean, as a feminist, Isabel here will kick me in the shins for this, but should men be out there with their swords ready to defend the woman in their life? Is that a good thing or not?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Oh, I think if my husband wanted to do that, I would think it was sweet, but I would want him not to. There you go.
Fair enough, yeah. So it's sweet but not to. Kinsey, where would you stand on that?
I think Isabel and I have high heels that we can take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
we could take care of ourselves. I mean, I don't think that I'd want that kind of attention.
No.
Okay,
Agreed.
Kinsey, really appreciate it. Thanks very much for your take on things. We'll say goodbye to you there. Remind me never get into a row with you, or the high heels.
Or me.
Yes, be stuck, impaled in my shins.